All right, it is indeed time for the Fluffle to assemble. Welcome one and all to the Rabid Atheist Show. I'm your host, Ed Raby, a former pastor turned atheist, now compassionate to anti-theist. Welcome to my channel. Welcome one and all to the Rabid Atheist Show. And today, on another issue of Deconversion Hangout, we're heading a little bit different direction. I want to look at a documentary over the next, I don't know how many weeks. I want to take my time with this because there's a lot of deconversion issues in this video, but it's basically a good documentary. You should, I'll leave the link in the description, but I want to go through it because there's more to it than first meets the eye, at least to me. There's a lot of deconversion issues, a lot of, dealing and interacting with believing family members, things like that. So I really want to take a look at this one and Earl sent this to me. So thanks, Earl. This is a good one. So we're going to deal with that. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But in the meantime, a few announcements. Number one, there's a goal in chat. If we reach that goal, I will, of course, wear whatever hat has been chosen by the poll for the rest of the stream. I've got a few new ones coming in for fall. So some of these like the Gilligan, red, white, and blue. This is kind of their last hurrah for the next couple of weeks. There's also, there's going to be some rotation here a little bit once fall gets here, and as we get closer to Halloween, the hats will take on more and more of that feel. So just putting that out there. There's the Discord link is in the description if you're looking for a community, and there's also a link to a GoFundMe for Earl to help get her hands fixed and all that stuff. So we've already made a lot of progress on that. Very proud of the Fluffle on this one. But we're trying to, it'd be nice if we had like everything ready to go here. So with that, let's grab a quick roll call. Rimmer is here. Coffee is here. Dragon Rider is here. Faye is here. Good to see all of you. And there she is, the wonderful, lovely, smart, intelligent, beautiful, laughing witch, our Lord Naps. IKIlledEarl, one of the smartest women I know. Hey, JL, good to see you. Allegedly Fred is allegedly here. Did I get coffee? I missed coffee, didn't I? There you go. There you go. Good to see you, coffee. Yeah, spam the like, man. So there you go. And I think that's everybody for now. I'll try to recognize everybody as they come in and leave a comment. All right. So there's Had, and there is the Elder Gods representative, Cranky. Good to see you, Cranky. Kind of as a way, this documentary is produced by PBS, Public Broadcasting System in the United States, and it's in cooperation with an independent films company too. So there's that. Yeah, good to see you, Noise. Yes, please toast the badass mods. We will do that. I have good badass mods here. So there you go. As a kind of setup, there's a lot of visual storytelling in this documentary as well. Like they're not just using the dialogue. So for those of you who just listen in, I will stop periodically and it's Independent Lens. That's right. I was trying to remember off the top of my head. It's Independent Lens and PBS combined for this one. And so there's some visual storytelling. I'll pause from time to time for those of you just listening in to kind of describe things the best I can. But there's a lot of deconversion issues in this, and it's going to be a good discussion starter, I think, for a lot of the discussions we might have in the chat. So, but I'm gonna play it through. That's why it's going to be probably several parts over the next few weeks. But I really want to take a look at this one because for those of us, like, we hear the word young earth creationist, right? And we immediately go, okay, somebody to, go after, beat down, whatever, we have our funds with, canned ham and all this, but it gets a little different when it's family. So it gets very, very different when it's family. So this is kind of a young earth creationist father who's been very involved in the church and things like that, and his daughter who has left, and believes in evolution. So that's kind of the setup. So without further ado, I'm going to get this started. So here we go.
Here's a huge caterpillar we saw crawling across the street today. Put your hand down there, Papa, so we can see how big he is in relation to your hand.
It's summertime and we're back in the South. My dad is behind the camera. He's filming his dad, a man who built houses, tilled fields, inspired grandkids.
Mystery caterpillar.
I'm 10 years old.
He's about 5.5 inches long. He answers the name of Stephen. Thank goodness Dad never traveled through such a jungle of hair.
My younger sister is completely revolted. I am too.
I have to admit that's kind of a big calorie. Yeah, like I recognize some of that. This is probably more of a southern variety, but we have like tomato caterpillar worms that just absolutely eat the crap out of tomato plants, and it looks very, very similar, but there's a lot of different species of this kind of thing. But yeah, like she's kind of going back a little bit like this, just so everybody knows, I get the feeling, I'm not quite so sure, but like there's a few time jumps here. Even her filming of her dad seems to have like, this is like broken up by a couple of years or months or things like that. So to put the documentary together. So, but she's doing a lot of her own filming in this one. So, or relying on somebody else's filming. So, well, Excel submission tomato worms. Yeah. Good to see you, Ryan. Yeah. It's the smell of the smushed tomato worms that can ruin your taste of tomatoes. So, but yeah, this is a big caterpillar. It's like 5 inches long. So, it's sizable.
Those are eggs on his back right there, I'll just bet you.
But I would die before I showed that to anybody.
Oh, he's hurting you. Look up at the camera and say, smile.
That's his legs. No, he doesn't.
Not after he pinches his legs to hold on. You don't want it.
Get it off.
Get it off.
Ew, it's biting me.
The day we saw they were advertising for the big gay pride march.
Me and my family, we're Californians.
Here we are at the La Brea Tar Pit.
We are young earth creationists, Bible believers. My parents are professional Christians, and my dad is the answer to every question.
That term, professional Christians, yeah, that's probably fairly accurate. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, they kind of work in that realm. So you get the picture for the daughter's background, that she was raised very young earth creationist, very Bible believing. So there you go.
He's the person who taught me that evolution never happened. Millions and billions of years? That's a scientific misfire. The Earth is thousands of years old. It's all written down in the book of Genesis.
Okay. Yeah, like the young earth creationist thing back in, this is like the early 90s. Gosh, I was at Bible college when this stuff was taking place. So she's a little bit younger than me. So I don't know. I know what's going on here. I remember a lot of this stuff. What you're about to see is a lot of videos that were popular at the time and that are still around, trying to explain the flood. This whole documentary is called Flood, and it's all about that. So we'll see where this goes. But you're about to hear some of the videos that kids and people used to hear back then when they were being indoctrinated into this stuff.
Bible stories were not just kids' stories. they were to be taken seriously.
God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. The wickedness of man was great upon the earth.
God said to Noah, I am going to destroy all people and the earth.
But God did see one man in the world who obeyed the Lord's word. This man was Noah.
Mankind had condemned itself to extinction.
You know, if you were to ask an evolutionist, where's the evidence for evolution? Where's the evidence that the Earth is millions or billions of years old? The answer will invariably be in the rocks and fossils. But if Noah's flood really happened, it would have laid down the rocks and fossils.
Okay, so we're kind of getting the basics of what her life was like in this early days. So she's hearing all these cartoons about Noah's flood and how the people were wicked, and I always loved the cartoons back in the day about this stuff, because every time they depicted Noah's flood, it was like wickedness was always portrayed as either violence or people having fun. Like, you're not allowed to have fun. So yeah. Well, yeah, who set the rules? Yeah, set the rules. Yes, but yeah, like it's this. You know, they're going. You know, this is at the La Brea tar pits back in the day. So it's like it's interesting to me how this education stuff works when you're a Christian. Because when I was a kid, same kind of thing. Like, we weren't allowed to look at things. I remember when I got to high school. You know, I was in public high school, so. And I took 2 years of biology, and, you know, we're talking about evolution, like one chapter. And even then it was like controversial and all that stuff. So I could absolutely. So yeah. Who stopped the rain? Who stopped the rain? Yeah. There you go. There you go. So this is kind of the context of how she grew up. So I found it very interesting. It's a little bit. Yeah, they are weird. The cartoons are weird back then, like that. And I'll be honest, Earl, that's not just the Christian ones. That's like cartoons in general. When I look back at it, were a little bit weird at that time. So it's okay to be late. So in the physics and chemistry and the archaeology, the paleontology, the entire. Well, yeah, but you're the guy that was talking there. The Institution for Creation Research is still around, by the way. But back then they were always like, well, they always tell you this stuff, but they never give you the evidence. It's like, no, they have it. You just don't want to present it. Like, so, and the big argument about the flood was, this is what you would see, you know, Ken Ham's little thing, you know, what would you see if there was a flood? You'd see, you know, million rock layers with things laid down over, you know, over time, with, you know, the fossil record showing the ability to escape the flood, et cetera, et cetera. So my old manga, yeah, probably. So, but yeah, manga was definitely that. So
In all the land, only Noah and his family were righteous. They alone would survive.
Then the Lord appeared again to Noah. He promised him that he would never again send a flood to destroy the earth. And they praised God and thanked him.
Yeah, cell animation is pretty hard, Ryan. That's true, because they're doing one cell at a time. This is back before all the computer things. So there you go. Fast forward to today, or more recent times.
One that got away. Just another fossil nibble. Boy, that sure cuts nice. Hey, Barb.
Chuck, I'm just taking my sweet ass time.
Here's the tail. I went ahead and uncovered it.
Ooh, nice.
Isn't that pretty?
That is pretty.
I'm 35 now, and I'm the camera person. I no longer believe in the flood. I no longer talk to my father. I can see things more clearly when I'm filming them, so I started bringing my camera here. I'm trying to wrap my head around geologic time. I've learned that western Kansas is really a dry seabed. It sat underwater for 35 million years. Long before the story of Noah was written, long before humans even existed.
My friend once dug up a dinosaur and it went for 220 feet. So we just keep going and hope we get lucky.
So he's a real creationist, your father?
He's a
full-blown, this is it. Just what this book says, and that's the way it is. You know?
I was that way too.
Were you really?
Yeah. I believed everything my dad told me up until a certain point. It's weird to grow up and realize that the bedrock of your beliefs isn't what you were taught that it was.
Isn't bedrock, but a bunch of mud.
Yeah.
Here's more pieces.
I have a question about fossil hunting. Does anybody know enough about paleontology to know how actual paleontologists view fossil hunters? Like I don't know. No quicksand. But like, it's interesting to me, like she's talking to this guy who's a fossil hunter in the more of the present day, and they're going over all this stuff about what her father believes. Like she's talking to this guy about all of that stuff. So you don't know the answer to that? Okay. Yeah. It's like, yeah, where do you get the hats? I have no idea. Do I have to get a fossil hunting hat? No. Like, do I have to do that? Do they dislike them? Because I was wondering about that, because like, I get it. Like some people just like to go out and find things. Like they like to find rocks. They like to find fossils. They like to find stuff. And I was wondering what real paleontologists felt about that. So, because like you might be like, I know how archaeology works, and they like to, it's not just about the stuff you find, it's about the stuff around it. And so like making sure you understand the layers and the sedimentation and all that stuff is part of it. And I can't imagine that's not also part of, all the other stuff. Like this is kind of a learning experience for me. But on the more personal note for her, she's talking to this fossil hunter who very much, of course, agrees with evolution. She's learned, like Kansas is part of this big inland sea. There's a whole bunch of interesting paleontology stuff that happens in the basin. And so probably one of those, it depends. Hey, Michael. Yeah, like that's also the other thing. Like Earl kind of points out something else. Like some of these fossil hunters have found some of the greatest finds in history. So it's like, this is one of those things. But it's interesting. She's having this conversation with this guy about her dad. And like how her dad still, after all this time, believes the book, believes everything, and she hasn't like talked to her dad very much at all, since she left home. So it's like it's an interesting. So yeah, okay, like if they call people that know more, that's cool. Like, because I was wondering how this works, because I know there's people out there that are amateur paleontologists. They just know a lot and they go out there. There's people that are amateur geologists. They just like doing it. Not have any degrees or anything. They just read up on the subject and have fun with it. So yeah, the ones that have an integrity, yeah, like I'm in over my head. I probably should get a professional. So she's contemplating talking to her father at this point, and she's talking to a guy about this, like he's a young earth creationist. How do I approach this? And so, yeah, it just found it very interesting at this point. So think about what they do when they find something else significant. Their finds are a trilobite or a short doesn't matter, but if the find is something significant, they would probably report it. Yeah, like everybody's an amateur human at some point. So yeah, so she's talking to this guy about her dad and what she should do. Where they had a falling out, but there is definitely clues. Good example of show don't. Yeah, the film does a really good job of doing that. So that's why, like I said, there's like a lot of visual storytelling. So I'm trying to include that where I think it's significant. But I would definitely encourage people to watch the whole film. It's a good documentary because she's. It seems like she's the main camera person and also the writer of the narrative and trying to get the stuff out there, and she does a lot of the filming. So, and there's a lot of old films from the past in here too. So, but yeah, so all right, so we got amateur fossil hunters talking to a woman who's trying to figure out how to deal with her dad, who's a young earth creationist.
The vertebrae. It's been laying here for 80 million years, and you dig it out.
That's so cool. Okay, so give me some advice. How do I deal with my father?
How do you deal with your father? I have no idea how you deal with your father.
How do I meet him halfway?
I don't think you can. Have you interviewed him?
I haven't done that yet.
You should. He has a side of the story too, and we both know he's wrong. But
I love that line. He has a side of his story too, and we both know he's wrong. But you should still interview him.
You need to interview him, and you should tell him you love him. Do you tell him you love him?
No, it's we. Yeah, no, we.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you hear that part? Do you tell him that you love him? And she at first like, well, no, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's great that finding fossils is exciting. Like, I mean, it's going to happen. Not all science is usually done by scientists. Sometimes there's still amateur discoveries that get done. But yeah, Robin, there are so many. Yeah, it is kind of sad. That's why my thumbnail, guys, like this video is so sad in a way, because the rift is such that her and her dad don't talk, and they haven't talked in like probably a couple decades, it seems like, or a decade and a half. And so they don't have like a really good relationship because of the young earth creationist versus the evolution thing. Like, it's kind of sad to me when issues like this break families apart. When people ask me, why do you go get hung up on deconversion so much? It's like, it's not the big things like the genocides and the, overt misogyny that get to me. It's the broken relationships because of faith. Like that is, and here we have another one, like, because we have a father who, as you will see, can't give up his stuff. Like he can't give up his pet beliefs. And he actually believes some stuff about his own daughter that you're going to probably find a little bit disturbing. So Yeah, you love it. Yeah, that was kind of, it was kind of definitely Forest Dragon Rider. Like, I know you've seen this film, so yeah, you haven't talked to your mom in over 15 years. I get it. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, is there an obligation to love abusive parents? I guess we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, Cranky. I don't know. But it's a good story. Like, this is why this is a good story. Like, I think they did a good job doing storytelling here. And so she's like, I want to, she interviews people. Like, this is what she does. So the guy is suggesting, why don't you just turn it into an interview? Like, just go interview your dad.
Hey, Candace.
Hey, Mom.
How you doing?
I'm good. My mom is kind of on the fence about the flood these days, so I tell her everything I'm learning.
The Cretaceous Sea was the most dangerous sea of all time.
I want her on my team.
And rains.
I want her to believe me.
The chalks get eroded, and so these little bits and pieces will stick out. The biggest find from yesterday was a coprolite. You know what that is?
I don't know.
Fish poop. It's like 85 million years old. I'll send you a picture.
So, like, okay, so we now have a little bit bigger story with Mom, because she's telling her mother what she's finding out, and Mom seems a little bit more receptive. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Earl, it should make us leaky. Like, we all talk about the big issues of relationships with parents and kids and all this other stuff, but deconversion, this is kind of the stuff that we deal with. Like, I deal with the fact that every time I go see, like, my mother, my one son, my daughter, like, I'm dealing with people that believe this stuff, like, and I don't. Okay. So it's like, and it's like, there are times when it gets a little bit awkward with me and them, but in this case, this has gotten to be a rift where we don't even talk to each other very often. Like, it's a big deal. So yeah, fixing broken relationships is very, very hard. So yeah, I don't know. Or even if you stub your, but it doesn't mean you can or should be in contact or be around with them. Yeah, I Dragon Rider scene, you've watched the whole thing. I've watched the whole thing a couple times. I think Mom might secretly be a little bit of a non-believer. She still goes to church, but the vibe I get off of her about church and all the ministry stuff that they do was, that was great then, but now we have now. And I don't know if she doesn't believe in God anymore, but she seems to be more into the social aspects of church than her husband is. So it's kind of one of those things. Also cut off my dad after my heart attack. He's deep esoteric affirmative medicine corner. It's just so exhausting. Yeah, it's not just the young earth creationist stuff, is it, Michael? It's like dealing with real medicine too. Like, it's really become a problem.
I wish I could be with you.
I would love to take you out here. I'm out here with all these nerdy dudes. They are such nerds. Dad would love them. Other than the fact that he would call them evolutionists, but like, they're so similar in a funny way, and it was like, how cool would it be if I were here with my dad doing this,
Mm-hmm.
Instead of hanging out with somebody else's dad.
I'm going to admit, for me, who had a good relationship, that was one of the saddest lines in this documentary to me. Like, she's got to hang out with other people's dads because her own dad she can't hang out with because of this stuff. Like, to me, that was just a sad line. Like, it's like, I've got to form other relationships because I can't be in a relationship with my dad, even though these guys are a lot like my dad. Like, her dad is like a 4th, 5th grade science teacher in probably an academy type school. I can't tell if it's a Christian academy. It sure seems like one, but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's a hard one, ain't it? No, it's like, oh my God. like, I can't, this is why I want to, normally we like to have fun on Deconversion Hangout, but this stuff gets to the heart too. Like it's stuff, like it's just, and her sitting there saying, I'm talking to all these other dudes and my dad would love these guys because they're just nerds like he is, but he would call them all evolutionists and he's a younger earth creationist. So it's like, I don't know how this is. Yeah, it's just tough. Yeah, Cranky. Yeah, it was a slap. Yeah, but I get what Cranky's saying. I get it. And I think the reason she's doing this documentary and probably did it was to kind of, do I move on or what do I do? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, some of the stuff he says, he's not wrong. It's just when he starts to talk about the origins of all this stuff and where it comes from that he gets wrong. But like, you'll see this, but he actually has some of the science. The problem I have with the guy is he doesn't really have an excuse because he knows proper science because of teaching it. There's just a line that he won't cross. Like there's certain things that he won't do. So yeah, like it might be her version of therapy. It is like she's doing, this is a PBS documentary, so it's public money, but it's like, it's very, very interesting. So, you're not going to spoil this where her mother stands. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Here's my mowing outfit.
All right. Going back in time here.
Here's Katie's outfit for the day.
He's not like an active person in my life. He doesn't effectively exist in my life.
Move over, Kelly. I want to get Katie now.
You are part of him. You are his daughter.
Hi, Katie. Want to say a few words?
How I praise the Lord. How I rejoice in God my Savior. For he took notice of his lowly servant girl, and now generation after generation forever shall call me blessed of God. And she continues. She was
Cranky, it's both. It's a collaboration between PBS and an independent lens. And she's the independent lens. I think she's doing a lot of the work herself. The daughter is, and then they are helping her produce it. So, yeah, that's nice to, yeah, I get what you're saying, Ryan. I get it. That's nice to hear vibes. Yeah. Well, Fred, like in the United States, all kinds of people get to be teachers, all kinds of subjects. Having been in the system, I know exactly what your fears are, but yes. But now she's like, you kind of get a picture of her like editing various like old tapes and stuff. And it sounds like her father sent her but some old film too. So there you go. There you go.
I think Dad taped over one of our home videos.
Oh, dear.
This scene, I'm going to be honest, this one disturbed the hell out of me. Because it's an old film from back, I gotta feel, it feels very 80s to me. So there you go. Yeah, most of PBS funding comes from people's donations, but the government's supposed to get. But I think probably now PBS is more funded by people donations than ever before because of the cuts. So, but yeah, like you and me both, Ryan. Like, yeah, it feels 60s, but it's not. Like I'm looking at the hairstyles. But yeah, like they're making these kids stand up and chant this stuff. And the way they're doing it is a little bit disturbing to me. So they're repeating Christ is risen indeed over and over again, shaking their fist in the air with one finger raised. So it's kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sus hand gesture. Yeah, like, so yeah. But yeah. Yeah, please donate to your local PBS station. They're the ones keeping public broadcasting public. So, oh yeah, like it's brainwashing. This is what was going on back when she was growing up. So, this is kind of her viewpoint on that, and this comes from an old film that her dad sent her. So, it's interesting that there's a relationship here where like her dad sends her stuff, and they occasionally talk, but they don't talk. Like they don't really talk. So it's like it's just well, President Reagan. I don't know. 60s was yeah. There's it's hard to say. Fashion didn't change much for kids anyway. And your neighborhood starving artist. Yes. Make sure you support Earl.
Do you think I can just call him on the phone? I don't need to. It doesn't need to be in person, does it? Or email him? Maybe I'll call him, write him an email.
And make it, point by point.
Mm-hmm. What if I went and filmed with him?
Oh, that's interesting.
I can't tell you why, but for some reason, me talking to him with a microphone as a mediator feels 1,000 times easier than me just calling him up and saying, "Hey, Dad, I want to work on a relationship."
All right, I want you to reflect on what she just said. She's trying to figure out how to have this conversation with her dad and work on her relationship. And she's like going through all do I call him? Do I send an email? But then she finally decides, and this probably became the basis for this documentary. She's like, I'm just going to go with a camera and a microphone and interview him. And that's easier for me to do than for me to sit there and say, hey, let's work on a relationship. Like, it's just, so there you go. Width of the tie is a true metric. Okay. But I'm looking at some of these books here, and I remember a couple of them. Is that Corey Ten Boom's book, Tramp for the Lord? I think so. Yes. How to Raise a Strong-Willed Child by Dobson. Oh, shit. Tramp for the Lord. Okay, you're in. What's the other one? The Creation of Life. Who is that? Oh, I don't know. I can't see the author's name. But yeah, Dobson, Raising Kids was big back then. Like he was Dr. James Dobson. Family Life Radio was always telling people how to raise your kids. It's okay, Ryan. It's making it funny at least a bit. The problem is that the presumption that her father wants a relationship. Yeah, I think so. But Craig, I think that's kind of it's a very natural thing for children to want a good relationship with their parents. Like my kids are doing that with me right now too. Like we want a better relationship with you, Dad. Okay, I'll test those waters. Like, okay, what do you mean? Yeah, there you go. All right. Yep. Your day editions are giving me mental health meds. I'm sleeping in my car and my kibbles. You are loved, and I am forever grateful. All right. Cool. Yes, I will. I just did. I just highlighted your comment. Yes. But yes, please support your local starving artist. So there you go. Stuff's easier with a script, but then I'm autistic, and that's why I think that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, Earl is very, very grateful for all the stuff you've helped her with. But I'm just looking at these books and thinking, okay, so she's raised in the environment where Dobson is considered the best advice. Outstanding. So there you go. There we go.
Go for it. Do it.
Okay. You don't think it's going to things up any worse?
No, that's not possible.
Did you hear what she just said? You think that's going to F this up any worse? She says, and her mom responds, oh, I don't think that's possible. I'm like, okay. All right, now I can see the Creation of Life one. That's Wilder Smith. Oh, shit. I'm trying to remember who that is. I'm trying to give... Wilder Smith. Okay, is it A.E. Wilder Smith. Okay. I want to know who that is. Yeah, the creation of life. Wilder Smith. Chemist, but also very creationist as well. Germany. As a creationist, Wilder Smith said there were problems with evolution views and the origin of life. The theme reflected in many of his books, including The Creation of Life, Man's Origin, Man's Destiny. He was not afraid to correct creationists when they realized they were wrong, but at the same time, he remained a creationist till the end of his days. Okay, so creationist. Yeah, it was kind of cold, wasn't it? It is a real name. He was a real guy. But like you can look at his wiki, but he's basically a guy that had real like scientific creds. Like he has, of course, all of this is very old because he's now dead. He died in 1995. So he was old when this young lady was growing up, but he had a degree in organic chemistry, pharmacology, and yeah, but if that's kind of the book that his father is reading, that her father is reading, it's like he's a interesting fella. So there you go. One of those guys that had real creds back in the day and challenged evolution, basically.
That's it. Maybe some rabbits, but hey.
So traveling to Dad's house. Oh, and now I think they're traveling together in this scene.
All right.
She's in the back seat. It's weird. Oh, she's setting up her camera. Okay. Very dangerous. Don't do this at home, kids.
I have these little microphones. Can I stick this on you?
You giving someone the third degree? What's this about?
No.
I promise to tell the truth, part of the truth, and nothing less than most of the truth.
I grew up in the foothills of the San Bernardino Mountains. You can still see the abandoned headquarters of Campus Crusade for Christ from my parents' backyard.
Yeah, just a little historical context. Campus Crusade for Christ used to be based, I believe, in California, and then they moved to Florida. And so I do believe they still exist. I think I just don't. Campus Crusade for Christ. Yeah, they're still out there. Where are they at? Yeah, founded in 1951. They moved to Florida in 1991. Yeah. Let's see. The name change was intended to evolve. Oh, they moved from the word crusade to crew instead so that they wouldn't offend Muslims. So, yeah, they changed their name. Okay, that's what. Yeah, it was a pretty dad joke. Yeah. You Brits just. Yes, yes. Yeah, it was a very dad joke. Very much so. Yeah, but like so Campus Crusade for Christ changed its name to Crew kind of thing, so they wouldn't offend the Muslims because the word crusade. I remember when I was at Trinity Bible College, we changed the mascot name from the Crusaders to the Lions for that same reason. So um, it was one of those things where we're trying not to offend the people that we're trying to witness to, quote unquote.
Campus Crusade brought my parents together, and up until a point, kept my family very tightly knit. But that was a long time ago now.
It's the resurrection of Jesus that gives us access to the Father. That's why Christ said in Matthew 26, this is my blood. And I also love that song, nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can wash away our sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. And another song, the blood will never lose its power. If you want your...
There's nothing like making breakfast while you're like listening to that kind of hardcore preaching. I don't know who the pastor is. I don't know if they ever go into that. I'll see his face here in a minute, but I think he's a modern guy. So, and the thing you guys need to realize is like a lot of these ministers now are now on local TV. Like there's a guy in the town where I work that he's always on TV advertising his services, and then he has his services televised as well. So televising your services is quite common. So doesn't that spoil the food? Makes me wonder why other orgs like, yeah, like there's a lot of organizations that change their name because they realize they're dealing with people that their name could be offensive. It happens a lot. So shouldn't he not have been frying black puddings? Enjoy the push out a doctor, hard preacher, enjoy the high. There we go.
Guilt taken away. If you want to know that you'll go to heaven when you die, would you raise your hand up right now wherever you are? Let me pray for you. Maybe there's some of you that...
That's a great sales pitch, by the way. Like, do you want to know for sure that you're going to go to heaven when you die? That's a wonderful sales pitch. Beautiful. Well done.
That are Christians, but you've done things you know are wrong before God. Maybe you're even beginning to face the consequences of it. If you raise your hand, even if you did not, stand up and we're going to pray together. Others are standing, by the way, so you won't be alone. Just stand up. God bless you. You guys watching the screen, you stand up as well. Wherever you are, just stand to your feet.
Okay, so yeah, we're about to meet Mom, her mother Peggy. So, so this is the kind of thing that Dad listens to. I really got an interesting vibe from the two parents. It's like Dad doesn't seem to go to church. He just listens to preachers at home. And at least I never see him in a church. Maybe I'm wrong about that or I forgot. But Mom seems to go to church and she's coming home from church. So it's an interesting dynamic, but it's an interesting preaching that he was listening to. That is so common that I used to listen to that kind of stuff almost every week. Used to preach that kind of stuff every week. It's kind of surreal to me, actually, a little bit. Of course, we got to have the music. Got to have that nice music.
I confess my sin.
Where were you? I was at church. I found this. Is this yours? Yes. It was in my car.
What was your sermon about?
It's about love.
God bless each one of you. God bless. You can be seated.
Okay. Oh, hold on. That's a modern guy. I'm trying to hold on. All right. I'm trying to figure out who that is. I feel like I should know this guy because I think I've seen him before, but your comments, nice bumpers. There you go. We have sermons at home. Yes, we have sermons at home. I'm not sure who this guy is. He might be a local Southern California minister that's on TV. So.
God bless each one of you. God bless. You can be seated. You can be seated.
Okay, this is where Dad works. Okay, so Colonel Joseph C. Rodriguez Prep Academy. All right, now I got to do a little bit more research. Colonel Joseph C. Rodriguez. Ah, there it is. San Bernardino, California. Enrollment is open at present. This is where the dad works. Online education-centered community. Quality education. But hold on. I'm trying to find out if they're Christian based or not. Didn't have money. So they named the school after this guy. He's a Korean War vet, Medal of Honor recipient. Non-discrimination. They have a non-discrimination. So it feels like a public school that's just a prep academy, or it's a private one. Nickname for San Bernardino. Yeah, San Bernardino. Okay. Smoking method. Oh, wait, there's a lot of dogs and cats in the chat. Trust me. Organic sermons, preferably on a bagel. Okay. Okay, so it's a public school. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Like, we have charter schools here in Michigan. It's probably something similar. It's a public school where her dad teaches. So I find that very interesting. So he's not like teaching in a Christian school. He's teaching in a public school, but it just also happens to be like an academy-based thing. So there you go. Hey, Native. Forrest was more honest. Okay. All right. Static electricity testing, electricity.
You're going to predict the number of drops it takes to raise the level of the water 1 milliliter. How many drops will you have to squeeze in there? You think it's going to be 12. You think it's going to be 12. What did you think? 12. And if it turns out that your prediction is wrong, is that bad science?
No.
Nah, we make predictions all the time. And then we correct as we do our experiment and get a better sense of what's right.
So, okay, I have to comment at this. So Dad knows. Like, Dad knows that if you get something wrong in science, that, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But there's a few things that he will not give up. So it's very, very interesting to me that he knows, like, just from that statement alone, we know that he knows what should be done, but he's just not there. He didn't say theory. Yeah, right.
Guys and gals, I saw people put the 2 up there, but then when they multiplied, they didn't add the 2 to their answer, and so they got it wrong. That's a tiny mistake, but tiny mistakes are kind of like a high dive. You know, you jump off the high dive, you're 100 feet in the air, you got to hit the little bowl of water down there. You hit the edge of the pool. Oh, you were so close. Yeah, but close isn't good enough. You better hit the water. Same thing here. 4 5s is 20, carry the 2. What's next? Thank you. You too, Kev. Have a great one, buddy. Bye, sweetheart. See ya. Bye, sweetheart.
Mr. Scoggin,
Yes, ma'am.
why are you retiring?
Because I'm old.
No, you're not.
No. You know why I'm retiring?
You look like 42.
Yeah, no, I am 42.
You are?
Tell all your friends that I'm 42. The reason I'm retiring is because my daughter and her husband are moving to Virginia, and guess who's going with them?
Yeah.
My granddaughters, Ellie and Lily. Ellie just had her birthday yesterday. She turned 5 years old. Thank you. And so I can't be away from them.
Yeah, Dragon Rider, yeah, it's like, here's the thing about public school teaching that I learned when I was in Texas. They don't really vet for religious beliefs in the United States because it could lead to a lawsuit. Like, you're not allowed to discriminate based on religious beliefs at all. So probably a young earth creationist could sue you under the First Amendment for violation of civil rights. So it's like you're not allowed to stop people with religious beliefs from teaching at all. Like, you can't even, it's like all hiring practices. You can't use that as a way to weed people out. So I guess I could see that. So there you go. It's a documentary called Flood. It's about a young lady who's trying to rebuild a relationship with her father, who's a young earth creationist, and she is very staunchly evolution minded. So there you go. Guy's hitting the cliff face regarding evolution, yes. But yeah, like I don't think that you can discriminate based on, he would call it a religious belief, so he can't be. The fact that he is teaching in an academy, though, instead of like a regular public school, yeah. So there you go. It's kind of one of those. It's one of those issues in the United States where I don't think you can tell a person, you can't say, sorry, you're a young earth creationist, so you can't teach. So if they did that, they would lose like half the teachers in the United States, not necessarily young earth, but like religious-based beliefs. So like I know in my school at Klein Forest High, probably 70% of the teachers were religious. So like they were Christians, and some of them were very fundamentalist in their beliefs. I know that for a fact because I talked to them. So I'm not sure how you would do that and not get sued for religious discrimination. So that's kind of the way it works in the United States, unfortunately, in some ways. Like, so, yes. Man drops go into the military, should be visited for teaching. Yes. Yeah, because we don't do the metric system except when it comes to scientific education here. So there you go.
Reading.
Actually, Earl is correct. I do need a quick break, so I'm going to play the timeout simply because it's also good advertising for Earl. So we're going to come back. I'm going to stay on this for another half hour probably after I get back. I'm going to take my time with this because there's so many issues in here. Like there's a lot of stuff where they have conversations. So it's going to be, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, I find it ironic that those of you who live in the empire, the former empire, use the metric systems, and those of us that rebelled against the empire still use the imperial system. It's hilarious. So there you go. There you go. All right, I'm gonna play my intermission. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So. back. All right. I'm going to pick this up. Like, he just got done talking to the student about why he's retiring from teaching. So, and he's, heading out because his family's moving. We kind of got to see him in action a little bit. Like, this is what makes some of this hard, because he's not a bad human being. Like, he's trying to be nice to people. Like, he's doing the thing, he's doing the thing. But he's a science teacher for fourth and fifth graders. So it's like, So there we go. So let's see what happens here, because there's a little bit of an interaction here about his like philosophy of life and such. So there we go. Oh yeah, the Precept Opossum is absolutely great animation. It's beautiful. Earl did that too. She's a fabulous person and a great artist. Yeah, he's not really a bad teacher. Okay, he's not in that sense. Like, he's the kind of teacher, he's teaching his kids, and what he was teaching them about, how to measure things and stuff was not wrong either. Making a Fantabulous costume for Halloween. Okay, all right. Yeah, I got to order a few things if I'm going to pull off some of the costumes that I want to do for Halloween. So, all right, so that's where we're going to rejoin this little discussion.
Black and white, they're all precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Dale Evans. So that's in a statement. That's my view of people. Has been for most of my life.
How do you apply your Christianity in the classroom?
Well, apply it. Because I am a Christian from the inside out, and so my hope and prayer is that the very way that I handle people and respond to people and deal with people would be a manifestation of Christ in me. As I face situations where I know what my tendencies would be if I were not constrained by my relationship with Christ, it's a good thing for all that I have that faith relationship.
Now, it's very rare for me to hear a Christian admit this, but he's basically saying if it wasn't for his faith in Christ, he'd be a bad person. Which at that point I would say, well, then you're not really all that moral, are you? You're just compliant. Like, you don't really have a moral system. You're just letting something else guide you. But I found it incredibly, it's weird for me to hear somebody admit that out loud. Like, most of the time I get a fight about that. Like, well, no, God changes my morality. I'm like, okay. Cute kids. Little family barbecue going on here. Her sister's there and her nieces. So.
This is your natural habitat?
Yeah. Yeah, this is her nephew. He's a very interesting part of this story. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I don't know how far we'll get, but I don't want to spoil that part because he's a very interesting part of the story.
Oh, I forgot I had a mic on. It's really weird.
Sucker. Andrew?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even know me, but I live at the end house there, and I watched you grow up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is.
I'm his aunt.
You are?
I'm Katie.
No way. I didn't think Katie existed. You left home when out of high school and never came back. You didn't.
That's a sad moment too. Oh my God. Like even the neighbors know that she left home and never came back. Like it's another sad moment in this thing. Like it's like everybody knows that dad and daughter know this. Like, yeah, like it's holy shit. Like it's like even the neighbors know. Like she left home and never came back. Like it's like, okay. So they didn't even think that she existed. So yeah, neighborhood. Everybody needs good neighbors. Like it's good neighbors, but it's like, oh my God, like even the neighbors know that she left home and didn't come back and all this other crap. Yeah, it does have a kind of creepy vibe, but you know, old people are like that. Like I think some of these old people, like people don't get them. It sounds creepy, but back in the day before cell phones and things like that, there was this thing called the Mothers Network and the Neighborhood Watch. And it was all about watching kids and making sure they weren't getting in trouble. So, but yeah.
But these carrots are really good. It's because your daughter cut them up. My daughter did? Good job, Ellie.
Just a little bit of warning here. You're going to see, if you thought the old lady is creepy, about what you're about to see to me is very creepy.
All the things in the salad.
And I know all vowels.
You know all the vowels?
A-E-I-O-U. A, all absence and control of the glory of God. B, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and thou should be saved. C, children obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. D, depart from evil and do good.
Yay! That was excellent.
I can do it slow too.
Okay, do it.
I love her nephew's reaction. He's just like shaking his head. Like, he's like, what did I just listen to? Yeah, it's a little like he's he's not as good a teacher in his home life. Yeah, exactly. Like it's he's like, what the hell just happened? Like you got this little girl who's 5 who's reciting her ABCs and every letter has a Bible verse to it. Like every single one of them. Now, I have seen this before. It's a lot of homeschool programs do it, but a lot of Sunday school programs do it as well. I don't know how prevalent it is, but given what I'm hearing from the dad, like he's a very fundamentalist type believer, like, yeah, oh my God, this is going on national television. Yeah. Yeah, he's probably thinking that too. So, but the nephew's reaction is just classic. He's like, what the hell?
Whatever. What? I'm not leaving that for you to do.
D, E, F, G. Jesus died for you and me.
Yeah, like there's more of it. Like, oh my God. Like the 25 commandments, sometimes why. But yeah, like she interrupted saying the ABCs and added, Jesus died for you and me. Like this is childhood indoctrination at its finest, or worst, depending on your view. Oh my gosh.
Hey, good singing. Yeah. I'm amazed how talented you are. You can eat a cookie and sing a song
She memorized all that
at
stuff.
the same
That's
time.
crazy.
How do you do that?
Like, do they jam that into their heads, or does she just have that good of a memory? Like,
She's got
that's
a good memory.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, did you hear the nephew there? Did they jam that into her head, or she just have a really good memory? And he's like, oh, she just has a good memory. Hell no. As a guy who used to be a Christian education director, my focus was children. we absolutely recognize the power of putting anything to a rhyme or anything to like a song. Like if we could do that, we could get kids to really, really remember things. And this is the way it's going. I don't know where she learned all that stuff, but that is absolutely absolutely weird. Like I believe they call that bit banging in the 80s. Okay. So there you go. Hey, Kevin.
I don't quite know what to say to Dad, what to talk to him about. I go into his office to look for ideas. My mom says it looked like a storage container in their last house, too. There's one text of Dad's that I'd like to find because he wrote it. All I remember is that it has a red cover, and it was really important.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm out of here.
But there are more pressing matters,
Come back in.
like the family move that is starting to loom.
I think that in a long weekend, we could get rid of 90% of this stuff. Has to do with all the stuff with Campus Crusade and things that we don't need. Who knows? Oh, these are pictures. That's the big hair. This is you. All American. Looks like new. There he is. I'm pro-life. Life is for everyone. Conservative. No government is good government. Capitalistic. Heterosexual. That was your boyfriend. Weird. This was my teenage Bible. Did you underline it?
Oh, yes, I read the whole thing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not getting any Christian vibes off of her at all. So I don't think she believes in anything. Like Ken Ham is right about one thing. Okay. If Genesis 1 through 11 goes and it no longer is considered literal, there's a good chunk of the Bible that disappears with it. Like, it's not an accident, like Paul Gio said, young earth creation was kind of the beginning of the end for him. For me, it was more the Gospels and studying the Bible and all that stuff. But I don't get too many vibes that like she's not definitely not going to church. She's not, you know, when she pulls out her Bible here from the past, it's more of like she looks at her old boyfriend and goes, "Oh my God," you know, kind of thing. Like, I'm not really getting a lot of Christian vibes from her at all. So, and the way her dad talks to her later, you kind of get the picture that he feels that she's not saved. And so she's going to hell in his mind. Okay. This is where things like this documentary gets very, very dark real quick. Okay, like in some spots and other spots, like this is the problem of dealing with family members sometimes that are still in the faith, is some of them don't get along with you because their viewpoint of who you are as a person is shaped by their belief system. And so I don't get the vibe that she's still a Christian. So I've watched this a couple times now and it's like, doesn't feel like she's a Christian anymore. Like but that was a nice little scene there because it had her old boyfriend from high school, you know, who made a big point of calling himself a conservative Christian, heterosexual, all that stuff. And she probably back then was proud of that. You know, she's looking through her old Bible where she highlighted stuff. You know, and Dragon Rider pointed, you know, like studying the Bible is a fast track to becoming an atheist for many people. It is like, so I'm just not getting the vibe that she's still a Christian anymore, even because her dad, it's funny about her dad, like throughout this entire documentary, documentary, you never see her dad make like an effort to hug her or anything. Like it's really weird. Godless Granny to meet Fangs. I don't know. By the way, Fangs is older than Godless Granny. I think the women are less indoctrinated if they give any credence to it at all. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, I just don't get the feeling that she's a Christian anymore.
Watch your head here. And these are pictures. These are pictures of lots of stuff back here.
Campus Crusade for Christ. Oh my God. I forgot about this part.
I'm being trained with thousands of others here at Campus Crusade as a part of a Great Commission Army.
God is real, and Satan is real, and we're fighting, supernatural war here.
Have you heard?
I feel like I've seen some of these videos back in the day when I was still in high school and college. Oh my God. Yeah, this is a hard part to go through, but this is like a Campus Crusade like video. You didn't like that? I don't like it either anymore, but yeah, like this is how people used to talk about Jesus all the
The
time.
four spiritual laws. Law 1 says, God loves you and has a wonderful plan for your life.
Law 2 states that man is sinful and separated from God. Thus, he cannot know and experience God's love and plan for his life.
You went like deep in.
Well, I think at that time, when I went to college, I was very unsettled. A lot of kids were. I had like a spiritual conversion that was very real to me.
This great cotton bowl here in Dallas, Texas is filled with more than 80,000 students and older adults who are dedicated to helping change the world. Write me, Bill Bright.
Thousands of young people throughout the world are searching for purpose and meaning in their lives. The old-time gospel is relevant to this generation.
Yeah, like this is, I'm glad she did this part, but it is kind of unsettling. But yeah, this is the atmosphere that she grew up in. Like Campus Crusade for Christ was very, very evangelical, very fundamentalist, probably still is. But, Bill Bright is a very interesting character in Christianity in and of his own right. So, yeah, stay away from religion if you feel insane. Rectify that after a while. Yes. I think it was a Celtic cross. Yeah. Why is the rum always gone?
I can't deny it. It was very life-changing. At the time, I wanted to talk about it to people. I know it sounds really weird, but it was very real.
There's us. Missionary family.
Yeah.
Headquarters.
I look at these things and I think, oh my gosh, that was me? It's weird.
But you're still.
Yeah, I'm still a Christian. It's just like I have a broader playing field.
Yeah, see, that's the remark I want to talk about with her mother. I'm still a Christian, but I have a broader playing field. Like she's definitely, I love it when people say that to me, or on this channel, I've had that said to me. It's like, oh, I'm kind of broadening my horizons. Well, you keep broadening them, you'll be out. So it may take a while. So, yeah, that's why you generally dislike it. Just exploits the weakness in society. Churning as a fix was just a parasite. Yeah, it's like I found that part a little disturbing because that's how strong Evangelical was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, into the 90s, early 90s. And that's when things started to fall apart. But for a long time, I grew up in this environment where everybody was a Christian and everybody was, like, it was weird if you weren't one. And, it's like, I get the mother's feelings on this. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm still a Christian, but I have a broader playing field. So I think she is just deconstructing. I think it's interesting that mom has that view. But yeah, it's interesting.
People evolve.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think Dad could evolve?
When hell freezes over. But you can still talk.
Here's a intro to Islamic civilization.
That's college.
I'm 21, blossoming in college. Revealing myself as no longer Christian was kind of like practice for coming out.
I want to stop. Probably gonna have to stop there, but I wanted to get to that comment. No longer being a Christian is kind of like coming out. For her, I can absolutely see why that would be the case. Like, she's 21, she's in college now, like she's reiterating her past, and she is like, oh yeah, she's got some good piercings. She actually looks like she liked different color hair too. What was a class where you went over multiple religions and how they work? Not really. Like, back in the day, comparative religions was not really offered. Like, when I went to Bible college, it wasn't there. She obviously got a different kind of education because she goes to a class on evolution. But at this point in her life, she's like, I'm no longer a Christian. And to her, it is like she's saying, it's like coming out. It's like a gay person, somebody in the LGBTQ community coming out to their parents about what they are. Like, feels that same, like, oh my God, what am I going to do kind of thing. Like, she's like, I'm coming out. I'm not a Christian anymore. Okay. So to her, to say that to her fundamentalist parents and family would have been really difficult. Like, the emotions behind that, I can kind of feel. Like, it's like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, you can see the similarities. Yeah, I can see that too. Like, for her, because of her situation, because of who her dad is and who her mom is, like, yes, yeah, I can see that. High school, not really. High school, man, I don't remember. I remember like certain classes being electives, but I don't remember if world religions was those piercings of the gateway to the dark side. Okay. Yeah, like when I was a Christian, same. So when she's coming out as a non-Christian, you need to understand what she's saying to her parents. Okay. She's telling her parents, I'm no longer going to heaven. To her parents, this is the way her parents are interpreted. To them, it's like, oh, I've chosen to walk away from Christ. I've chosen to walk away from God. I've chosen, I'd rather go to hell than heaven in her parents' minds. Like, it's one of those things. So I don't know. Islam just as much as Christianity, for example. I don't know. I don't know if she's LGBTQ. She doesn't seem to deal with that. I can't remember. I mean, you could look her up. I mean, now that she's produced a film for PBS, she might be out there somewhere with a bio. So yeah, she was talking about coming out, but she's coming out as a non-Christian. Like, she's drawing a parallel. Like, for me, coming out as a non-Christian was kind of like coming out. Like, it's like she's trying to draw a parallel there. And I think it's a very valid one. Like if you come out of a fundamentalist Christian family and as a child and you turn around and say, I'm not a Christian anymore, that is a very big, deep thing for them. Like, you know, I'm kind of running the scenarios in my head for my grandchildren someday. Like there's, you know, like I can feel like with so many of them, at least one or two are probably going to say, yeah, I'm just not into Christianity anymore. And to some of that, so yeah. And when I told my sister I didn't think God was really good, I think she said I was gay, it would be gone over better, really. So there you go. Yeah, no, she kind of says it's kind of like coming out. Like, I don't know. You could look her up, Josh. I mean, I'm not going to speak for something I don't know, but I get what she was trying to say. She's like saying this was like, oh my God, like I'm you know, I'm coming out as a non-believer. And for her parents, that would have been, at the time, would have been better, very bad to them. Parents shouldn't worry about her. Once they're in heaven, they'll be happy either way. All right, I'm running out of time here. And this is a good place for me to remember where we were. So next week, I'm going to pick this up again, where we're going to talk about younger creationist dad versus evolutionist daughter. But this has been, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like I haven't even gotten, we're about a third of the way through, almost a third of the way through. There's just so much here. Like they did a really good job with visual storytelling and a bunch of other stuff. So, but I'm going to have to leave it off here. I do have to get ready for work. But thanks everybody for being here. I think it's going to be interesting to see where this goes because there's a lot of stuff here. What a great documentary they did. It's one of those things where you watch it and you go, oh, because I think like the one scene that I want to comment is like when the little girl's reciting her ABCs and doing all that stuff. I think maybe, you know, Auntie is sitting there and she's remembering her own childhood a little bit. Like, yeah, I got taught that too. I got taught that too. You know, it's like, it's kind of the way it works. And so this has been like, I've watched this a couple times and every time I've gotten something else out of it. But like one of the backstories that's going to be behind this is like they're moving from California to Virginia and her mother and her kind of try to keep things going. So we'll see where that goes. So there's some other things going on, plus her nephew who's 18 and getting ready to graduate. You know, it's like there's a bunch of stuff going on here and it's very interesting. All right, but thank everybody for being here. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate all of you. So make sure everybody, you know, is taking care of each other. I see all the comments about taking care of one another. Thanks, sir. So may Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he draw himself closer to you with his sharp, pointy teeth, and may you purify all of your vegetables from religious corruption with the same said pointy teeth. If you're looking for warm fuzzies for a religion, we have that in abundance here with the Godlet Fangs picture that will give you all the warm fuzzies you will ever need in any case, no matter what. If you're also looking for a religious ritual in your life, you know, circumcise that carrot, put it on top of your stash or anything else you find valuable. Maybe Fangs will take the carrot instead of the stash. Maybe he'll take both. Like all religious rituals, results vary depending on the person and the situation. Also, beware of all the lies and vibes of the apologists out there. You know, they have a lot of vibes, and some of them lower that epistemological bar so far that the bar ends up in hell. Still love this one. Let's see. And also beware all the presuppossums out there. They're out there doing their thing. Keep your head down, as always. And as always, folks, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. Live your best life. You only get one go around and then it's over. So you want to take all your time, money, and energy, all those things, give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, to make this a better world. Be happier if you do. And don't waste them on the trappings of religion and faith. because that's a dead end. I speak from experience. And as always, folks, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you all tomorrow, where I'll be finishing up the final Inception, Apologia, Inspired Philosophy, and myself. I'll see you all then. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end to find out how you can support the channel better. Of course, there's always the normal notions of just hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, and share the video with your friends and family that you think would be interested. That's always very appreciated. If you want to support the channel in a more tangible way, there's several options. You can super chat or super thanks in the comments or during a stream. Those are always very welcome. But you also can become a member of the channel. Members have certain perks like getting the videos early, things like that. They also have some good custom emojis during chat. So all of these things are good benefits to members, but they also support this channel and its work to continue to normalize atheism and deconversion, for which I'm very appreciative. It keeps me going, and it keeps me as a content creator being able to do more and more as a content creator. So if you choose those methods of support, thank you very much. And I appreciate you once again for staying to the end and listening to other ways that you can support the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll catch you next time.